Which one is the graph of f of x equals x cubed, and what is its range? So we're going to go ahead and graph this manually. So when we want to graph this, we have our function f of x, which is equal to x cubed. So that means in the first column, we're going to call that x. In the second column, it's going to be f of x, which is going to equal x cubed. Okay, and then we have our ordered pair. Now remember that f of x is the same thing as the y coordinate. Okay, so let's pick values that we can cube that we can put it onto our graph. So the first number we're going to pick for the input is -2 for x. So if we plug in f of 2 into the function, f of -2, we have -2 raised to the third power. Well, -2 times -2 times -2 gives us -8. So therefore, this ordered pair is going to be -2, -8. Okay, the next number we're going to pick is -1. So that means we're going to take f of -1, plug it into the function, -1, and then we're going to cube it. -1 times -1 times -1 is -1. And so therefore, we end up getting the ordered pair -1, -1. Now, if we choose 0, we're going to find f of 0. And that means we're going to take 0, and then we're going to cube it. And 0 times 0 times 0 is 0. So therefore, we get 0, 0. Okay, let's go ahead and put in 1. We're going to find f of 1. We're going to plug in 1 for x, and then we're going to cube it. 1 times 1 times 1 gives us 1. So therefore, the ordered pair is going to be 1, 1. And let's use +2. So if we take f of 2 and then plug it into the function 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give us +8. Okay, now what we're going to do is, now that we have those ordered pairs, we're going to plot them on the graph. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot those points. Okay, the first one is -2 and then -8. So we're going to move over to your left from 0, -2, and then down to -8. So therefore, there is our ordered pair, -2, -8. The next one is -1 and then -1. So here is our ordered pair, -1, -1. The next ordered pair is 0, 0, which is 0 and then 0. The next ordered pair is 1, 1. So that ordered pair is 1, 1. And then the last ordered pair is 2 and then 8. So we have 2 and then 8. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then graph this. So we can see here that this is going to be graphed. We want to make sure that we follow these ordered points, ordered pair points, and then note that we want to include our arrows at the end. So that means that this function, f of x, is equal to x cubed. All right, so now let's take a look at the options that we have that we can select. Well, we know it's not A, it's not B, it's not C, and it's not D. It looks like it can be E. It's not F, it's not G, it's not H, so we're going to go ahead and select E, and then there is our answer. Now it's asking us for what is the range of the function. So let's first determine what is the domain. Okay, so we can determine what the domain is and what the range is. Okay, so the range, the domain, okay, represents all the x values on the x-axis. So the range applies on the x-axis, applies to every element on that function. So the domain is going to go from -infinity to +infinity. Okay, now we want to be able to find the range. So the range is all the y values that are associated with this function. And you can see here that it goes from -infinity to +infinity for the range. So therefore, the range goes from -infinity to +infinity. Let's go ahead and plug that in to our result. So the range, type in interval notation. So we have parentheses, -infinity, comma, +infinity with the parentheses. Check our answer, and then there is our result.